auction,
That's
and they always
amazing.
have wonderful quilts.
That's
Sometimes
amazing.
the teachers make and donate quilts to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people who have wonderful antique quilts donate antiques to that. So it's a little bit of everything.
That's really cool. Okay. So then you've got the Paducah Derby.
The Paducah Derby.
Oh, the Paducah Derby. My goodness.
This is a duck race. Yeah, this is a duck race. And you can adopt a duck, and they give several $1,000s in prize money, but you can adopt one duck for $5 or a quack pack, which would be 6 ducks for $25. And so they'll be in the lobby of the convention center, and you can stop there and adopt your ducks until sometime on Saturday. And then on Saturday at 3 o'clock, you can see if you look at the website, you can see how they use some equipment to dump all the ducks into the lake out at Noble Park. And then there's some kind of mechanism that captures some ducks that win the prizes.
That's so great. And then fantastic.
Yeah, and that benefits the Merriman House, which is our domestic crisis center here in Paducah.
That's so great.
And has been a great fundraiser for them.
That's really great. And then Fantastic Fibers 2018 at the, is it Geyser Art Center?
Geyser Art Center. And they do this contest every year, and they literally get entries from around the world. And so the only thing about the contest is it has to be made out of some kind of fiber. So you're going to see sculptures, you're going to see quilts, you're going to see people use fiber in many different ways in that particular exhibit. And of course, go
ahead.
You can also, for the museum and the Geyser and the Rotary, AQS sells tickets, and so you can purchase in advance a multi-day ticket to all of those, so that when you get here, Geyser is open on Tuesday before the show.
Right.
The museum, of course, is, and the Rotary is also open on Tuesday. So if you come to town early, that's something you can do on Tuesday.
That's great. Okay, so then not only do you have, so I thought I'm bringing, I think 5 or 6 people with me because I figured we needed to cover the show, and I so believe I'm not bringing enough people because there's no way that we're going to be able to sort of experience all of this, but that's okay. So it's going to be great because it's like the most amazing thing. Now you also have, I know that Paper Pieces, is it Paper Pieces, the company is located in Paducah. We've interviewed them, and Hancock's, right? So what other things in town are there that we should know about that people should, make sure to know that are, companies that are there in Paducah?
Well, we have a really fun store downtown that's called Make, and it's a place where people can go in and make any kind of art, everything from fiber to clay to painting, and that's on Broadway Street. And we have another fabric store that's located downtown, and you know what? They just moved, and I can't tell you right off the top of my head their address now, but it's called It's 2 guys that run it, and it sounds like Mustache, but Mustache is the name of it.
No, Mustache. That's funny.
Yeah, yes. And so they're located downtown, but people are going to want to walk on Broadway downtown and look at the windows of the shops, because you're going to just see how they've been really creative in decorating their windows with quilts. And then, of course, we have the Finkel Building downtown, which is a building that is part of our Market House Theater now. And in that building, we have some vendors in the front, and if you're looking to add some books to your library, the Hurt book sale from AQS is in that back room. So you've got plenty to see. And when you said it was different than no other show, I think because we're a small town and we know all about Southern hospitality, you will find people at every avenue, if you have any questions when you come to town, that are going to be willing to help you find a location, give you suggestions. And of course, we couldn't do without our Paducah ambassadors. And you will recognize these people because they always wear a red blazer. and they will be right inside the entry of the convention center in the atrium. But any any questions that you have, if you need to find a drugstore, where's the nearest grocery store, all of those kinds of questions, the ambassadors will certainly be willing to give you a map and show you how to get there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, this is just so spectacular. I cannot wait to come experience it. And you've made me, we were really excited, but now I'm like super excited. Like, this cannot be more exciting. And so I think this is great. So any other tips or anything else we should know about before we head to Paducah in a couple weeks?
The only thing I will just tell people, because of the number of people we have in town, it keeps both Lyft and the cab company very busy. I would suggest if you're flying into Paducah, to the Paducah airport, that you make sure that you have made transportation reservations 24 hours in advance. And we just posted that information under the travel and lodging on our website.
Okay.
They could go there and pick up the phone numbers. And, of course, for Lyft, you just go to Lyft.com, and you'll have to download their app to be able to use Lyft.
Right.
But the taxi company number is there for you to be able to call and get your reservation made.
That's just great. And everything starts up on Wednesday. There's a little bit on Tuesday. People start arriving on Tuesday, and then the show closes at Saturday at 4 o'clock. Is that right?
That's right. On Tuesday evening, we have our awards presentation, though, and we're really excited this year because our opening act for the awards presentation is Tristan McIntosh, who was one of the finalists in American Idol in 2017.
Wow.
So that's a ticketed item. We have some hors d'oeuvres prior to the evening's activities, and that's where you're going to learn who the best of show and all of those big winners are.
Oh, it's so exciting. Well, how do you put this on? This seems like, is it just constant? Like, you do other shows. How do you, and you're in charge of all of this. How do you sleep? How do you eat? Like, this seems like impossible.
Well, it takes us 18 months, start to finish, to be able to put together a single show. So that means, right now we're working on the Paducah show because it's coming up very soon, but we're working on the fall shows of getting the show book and the materials that we need. Registration materials for the fall are being worked on right now. We're working on putting together teachers and exhibits for 2019 and 20.
Wow.
So it is nonstop in our office, but we have a great staff, and we have someone who takes care of vendors, somebody takes care of the contest. We have 2 gals that handle our registration, and we're continually turning over all of the things that have to happen at all of those shows. And actually, from my role, the tough part is that we have to do different things every time.
Yeah.
You can't do exactly the same thing at every single show, and the teachers are different. Yeah. So it is a challenge, but you know what? Our staff is up to that challenge.
That's very cool. Now, do you have a volunteer group? Do you have any sort of, like, how does the show get up and running with all these parts that week?
Well, in fact, right now I am finalizing the staffing for the Paducah show, which takes a lot more staff because we have 5 different locations that we have to staff.
Amazing.
At our other shows, we usually send 15 people, and it's much easier because usually the hotel is attached and the convention center, all of the activities, the workshops, and the exhibits are all in one building.
Yeah.
So, when we look for our out-of-town sites, that's what we're looking for because it takes a lot of people to put one of these on.
It really does. Well, you're amazing. So what do you do? Do you ever get a break? Like, once the show is over, do you take a holiday or do you just back into the next show?
Well, you know what? After the week or two after the show are always really busy because all of these people want to get paid.
Right.
And so right now I'm working on We just did a month ago, I just got the bill from the convention center in Daytona Beach. And so I have to go through those bills and then send them to our accounting department to be paid.
Right. And you just had Lancaster too,
it doesn't
right?
let up very much, a little bit. But I usually try to plan some kind of a real special trip, and this year I'm planning to take a trip to Ireland.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's lovely.
My sister and I are going on a photography tour to Ireland.
Great. Oh, well, that'll be awesome. Well,
So that's my hobby. Photography is my hobby. Quilting is sort of my work.
It's your job. When your hobby becomes your job, you got to get another hobby. Is that what you're saying?
That's true. That's true. I also am a certified Zentangle teacher, and I can just tell you that that's very relaxing, just drawing, and I enjoy doing that, and now I'm doing some teaching of that as well.
Well, that's really interesting, too. Well, this has been so delightful. I so appreciate you chatting with us and helping us understand what Paducah is. So I just can't wait. I cannot wait to be there. And I just appreciate your time. And Catherine has been great, too. And we're just going to come experience it and tell people more about what we learn, because this is really awesome. It's amazing.
Okay, well, I think you'll find it's an experience like you'll find at no other quilt show, and we look forward to having you join us.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Bye. So this is Elizabeth Townsend Guard. You've been listening to Just Wanna Quilt, a research podcast coming out of Tulane University Law School. We want to hear from you. Join our army, our quilting army. Go to our Facebook page. Suggest people to be interviewed. Suggest yourself to be interviewed. We are excited to hear from you. But most importantly, I hope you get a chance to quilt today.